Hi there. Now, I've been on this kick of metabolic empowerment for some time now because your foundation for higher health and peak performance begins with a solid metabolic foundation. And with all the information and influencers out there, it is a bit of a challenge to navigate what is right for you. I get that. The problem actually is not a lack of good information. It's really that there's too much high quality information which often contradicts each other. What is usually missing in these messages are context and variables. Those proverbial 50 shades of gray that muddy up a simple message. You see, when an authority cites the science in a publication, that simple, definitive message that they put out, like carbs drive insulin, which drives carbs, or something like elevated LDL or ApoB, these are markers for heart disease. These are all within the context of the experimental design of the studies they're citing, while they're trying to control as many other variables as possible within these studies. But what does this say about the context within your life, along with the myriad of variables associated with daily real-world life? There's not a direct connection. That's the point. And a great example of that is red meat. Even cross-sectional epidemiological studies like those that correlate red meat consumption to higher rates of heart disease and cancer fail to consider the context and do not control or compensate for other variables which probably influence the findings. In the case of red meat, variables like smoking, alcohol, a sedentary lifestyle, or other dietary choices. No. What happens is the simple take-home message, red meat is associated with higher rates of heart disease and/or cancer. That's what you get, right? And while correlation does not infer causation, what actually sticks in the mind of the content media consumer? What sticks in the mind of that consumer? Of course, red meat is bad. This is the sleight of hand, sleight of mind trick used to build followings and influence the behavior of people. Well-meaning experts, authorities, and influencers get hooked on the drug of fame and followers, while the content consumer gets drunk on the opium of a convenient, simple message. Now this brings us to why the science doesn't fit you. And this science we're having, this is actually what has brought us to the state of healthcare we have today. Think about that. And this is because context matters. Variables matter. They matter to you, the individual, if you are seeking more than a commoditized, one-size-fits-all health information in healthcare, rather than the health that science has bestowed upon us. Because when you take into account the majority of this science is based upon studies done on the general population, which, if you step back and look at it from an evolutionary perspective, that general population isn't all that healthy. Modern diet? No. Physical activity levels? Nope. Exposure to sunlight and fresh air? Hardly. BMI? Plus sizes and comfort fit, please. What this means is scientific determinants about health, your health, are based upon flawed assumptions of what real health is. And so, how do you navigate this? This is why it is absolutely incumbent upon yourself to take control, to go that last mile in your individual journey to higher health and peak performance. While this may seem daunting and kind of a step off into the wilderness, it really isn't when you have the right information, guidance, and examples of what being metabolically healthy really is. And this actually is where we can help, and where we can, this is our wheelhouse, and this is why we can be your guides rather than your gurus in your metabolic health journey. We're a guide that empowers you with knowledge, tools, and proven pathways to get both your physiology and lifestyle in alignment with the evolutionary pressures which shaped us into the robust person you are, unencumbered by stress, counting calories, or calculating macros. Now, how do we do this? We do this through working with athletes in sports which explore the very boundaries of human performance. And through this, we've developed the groundbreaking science and data to support the real-world solutions we've developed and tested at those boundaries. And this starts by building your metabolic capacity so you have the metabolic freedom to enjoy life to the fullest. We've guided hundreds to take control of their health, no matter what their age, ability, or pursuits in life. People just like you. Sure, they may seem superhuman, but that's the point. They are no different than you. We all have this superhuman capacity to unlock, and I can assure you that the latest science, technology, or hack trending on social media or being discussed ad nauseum by some health guru is not the answer. You are. You see, your mind and body have everything locked inside. So with the right guidance, support, and tools like diet, supplementation, physical activity, stress management, and yes, Vespa, you can unlock your potential by optimizing your fat metabolism to reach higher health and peak performance.